Hey everybody, welcome back to another reaction video. This is Sherlock Holmes and Watson being soulmates and iconic. And this was requested by a Patreon subscriber. If you too would like to join the Patreon, link down below in the description will get you there. Leave a like in the video if you like it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. I post daily, so come on back every single day. And there's either a video waiting for you or you will be waiting for a video, but there will be a video. Now, I saw about half a second of this, and I'm assuming it's from possibly the original show on the BBC or whatever channel. It's not the movies with Robert Downey Jr. It's not with Benedict Cumberbatch. It looks a little older, so we're going to see exactly how this goes. I haven't seen it. Of course, I have seen those other iterations of Sherlock Holmes, so it should be interesting. It should be kind of fun. Let's go ahead and check it out.
Doctors.
General practitioners, I've seen.
Not been long in practice or had much to do.
Come to consult us, I fancy.
Lucky we came back.
He hanged himself during the night.
I don't suppose you've read my monograph on cigars and cigar ash.
Well,
No, of course not. W. Worthington, March 1880, I'm sure.
March 8. 80. January. February. March. Any good?
Watson.
Holmes. I was going to spend the day writing.
Oh, and you mean... Oh, I understand.
Thanks awfully.
You're Holmes the meddler, Holmes the busybody, Holmes the Scotland Yard Jack in office.
Your conversation really is most entertaining. If you would close the door on your way out.
Don't you dare to interfere in my affairs.
What a very amiable person.
Are you gentlemen? No, we're architects. Taking a look at some of the local houses.
What are you doing, Watson?
Well, I'm using your methods, Holmes.
What's that? It's the baboon.
Mr. Holmes,
It's the baboon.
the commissionaire from opposite.
Oh, please.
He'd like...
I'm sorry to disturb you, Mr. Holmes.
Put down your goose.
Mr. Holmes?
Oh, excuse me, you are engaged. I am interrupting your study of that hat. That is the clue which will guide you. Huh?
Come in. Get hard. No more
Oh, Lord have mercy.
And no other sounds. A ship's siren.
Mycroft. Mycroft! The head of the Athens police, then.
Oh, that's Mycroft. I was like, what?
Has all the energy of the family. Will you take up the case and let me know if you do any good?
Whoops. On your way.
Mycroft! I'm not built for running, Sherlock! No!
Ticket, please.
Best friend, we
Oh, she passed away? Oh. Mm. All right.
Alice!
I feel as if I shall need your company and moral support today.
Go out together and see what we can do.
I think you will acknowledge that we're just a little in front of you this time.
Dr. Watson has also practiced medicine in India.
It's pretty clear to me at this point that there's a lot of context missing in this. It's definitely a different vibe just from these clips. Obviously, I haven't seen the show entirely. But just from these vibes, you can definitely tell it's a bit of a departure from, well, I guess the more recent stuff was a bit of a departure from this, in that the more recent stuff is a little, what would you call it? A little more over the top, almost Americanized in a way, where it's less calm and understated. And the Robert Downey Jr. stuff, of course, is like over the top, super exaggerated, super loud. There's just a different, I'm noticing a different, I don't know what to describe it as, pitch? A different pitch of the show? I don't know. That's kind of what I'm gathering from this.
Yes.
And obviously
They
the
believe it to be the
editing
murder
is
weapon.
interesting.
Do they indeed?
Honestly, the editing is helping this tremendously. It is truly helping this tremendously.
Slight roughening on the side caused by the friction of the pedals.
Excellent, Watson. The marks on your shoes.
Well, I found the information I was seeking.
You found the name Williamson, which conveys nothing to my mind.
Well, we know he's elderly and respectable.
And therefore unlikely to be the energetic cyclist that sprints away from that athletic young girl.
But what should I have done?
Gone to the nearest public house.
Try the nearest public house.
Thank you, Watson. Capital notion.
Did I really do remarkably badly?
Yes. Everybody here will bear witness to the fact that I am acting in self-defense. It was absolutely delicious, Watson.
So I see.
Watch carefully.
For the next slide.
Watson! you like to sit down? Bum, 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 bum.
Sherlock Holmes is cheerful, so Sherlock Holmes must have a case.
A very good morning.
This is just so manic. You have no idea what's going on, and it's a lot.
Small T woven into the texture.
And that is?
Maker's monogram.
Excellent, Watson. Your cigars. You see, I was not unmindful of your return.
Oh.
Would you care for some whiskey? It is both or none. You may say before this gentleman anything which you may wish to say to me. I am lost without my Boswell.
Okay, listen. Here are 300 pounds in gold and...
Holmes, we can dine from.
Oh, it's the music edits. They're killing me.
Has certainly turned all men's heads in those parts. She is the daintiest thing under a bonnet on this planet. Drives out at 5 in the evening, returns at 7, sharp for dinner.
I ain't staying here. Sorry.
Holmes, you're hurt.
Gentlemen, shall we come to the point? Minister, please, if I may explain.
Mr. Holmes, we must arrest him now.
I hear you had a visitor this morning.
Ow!
Drop it, Mr. Holmes. Oh, you smile, sir. You stand in the way not merely of an individual, but of a mighty organization.
What about it? 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 What about it?
Won't you stay the night?
No, it's too dangerous for you if I stay. Moriarty will devote all his energies to taking his revenge upon me. And if I have a companion...
I'm not leaving you, Holmes. Not unless you order me to go.
Oh my God, what is that?
Adulteration? Anatomy? Apes? I don't see there's anything very funny about it.
You couldn't have come at a better time! Watson!
Is this serious?
Watson? Watson, we are spies. But now, Doctor, it is time we had some play.
A sandwich and a cup of coffee?
And then off to Violin Land.
All the afternoon, he sat in the stalls, wrapped in the most perfect happiness.
He's an absolute imbecile at his profession. Love, c'est tout.
That's a rare achievement.
I really have some scruples taking you tonight. There's a distinct element of danger.
If I can be of assistance.
It's very kind of you.
So some thoughts. That was greatly helped by the editing for me. The music, the words, sometimes were hilarious, sometimes I didn't quite get. Obviously, there was a lot of context missing on a lot of those. And it's something about vibe of that show seems like a lot of that, what was in that clip, or maybe not the show, but at least that edit, was very minuscule movements, you have to like read into their eye movements or twitches or smirks or whatever. And even their little comments, I mean, you have to like read into it to understand what the heck is going on. So it's one of those where it's not over the top. It's very subtle, super subtle, which would take some getting used to, because nowadays everything is just super over the top. You know, the action, the language, the whatever, just the overall vibe of TV shows and movies and whatnot is just super over the top. That would be one that you would have to really be into it or really hate it, I'm assuming. And I'm coming from the perspective of, I love Robert Downey Jr.'s interpretation of it with Jude Law. I love Benedict Cumberbatch. That would be, I'm assuming I could do it, but that would be extremely tough to be able to watch that. And I'm assuming it's very similar to current day audiences trying to get into classic Doctor Who, and just being so detached from that as like a norm. I kind of notice the same thing when I'm watching older films. It's a very different pace, super different pace, and you have to be a little more aware of the fact that things are going to be a little slower. It's going to be a little less, wild, like Michael Bay, like boof, explosion, boof. Everything's exploding and whatever. And you just have to accept the fact that it's going to be a little slower. It's going to be a little more subdued. It's going to be a little more subtle. The story plot or whatever is going to be a little slower. But, I mean, if you're into that and you can get into that mode and kind of turn off the whole, like, why isn't this faster? Why isn't this happening louder? Why is, your attention span has to really get a workout. So I'm assuming a lot of people can watch that nowadays, but I'm assuming probably the same amount, if not more, of those people just can't handle that. And for me, in one of these, it was tough. It was tough. Certainly the editing helped out a lot for me. But it was enjoyable. I did laugh. I did smile. So, I mean, it wasn't all that bad, right? But, yeah, it would probably be tough for me to watch that, honestly. But got me a couple times, and I'd say that's pretty successful. That was requested by a Patreon subscriber. Link down below in the comments. We'll get you there. Leave a like on the video if you like it. Subscribe to the channel. Link to the original video also down in the comments. Go throw out some love if you enjoy it. Go subscribe to their channel if you really love it. And I shall see you on the next one.